I'm here with Danielle and Dee Dee on the set of Crossing Delancey at Ottawa Little Theatre. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Excellent.
Really excited, I'm sure, to start the show.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Maybe you guys can tell me a little bit about your characters and how you guys interact. We just saw a great scene between you guys, so I understand that there's some family matters going on.
This is my Bubby, and I visit her every week.
I'm her grandmother.
Yeah, my grandmother. She lives on the Lower East Side of New York, and I go and keep her company every week, and she is determined to see me married and settled. And she takes matters into her own hands, which I'm not very happy about.
I hire a matchmaker to make sure that she is not spending the rest of her life alone like me.
Oh,
and I'm not really interested in being from the Lower East Side. I want to move uptown and be uptown, and she sets me up with the pickle man. Which is sort of, to add insult to injury, I'm being set up, and I'm being set up with a pickle man.
Except that he's a good boy, and he's actually a bit of an intellectual, so
he is.
He's not that far off. Bubby knows what she's doing.
Yes, actually she's right on. So, but we have a few little spats about it, and we have a few little interactions with the Shatkin, which is the matchmaker.
The matchmaker.
Yep. So, and they're kind of pushing me around a little bit, but I'm pretty polite. I've been raised well. How did that happen? And
you come from me, what else?
Exactly. But we have a very loving relationship, and Bubby's very funny and ironic. She likes games.
She likes to tell stories.
She loves stories.
About her childhood.
And Izzy loves her stories. That's where she gets her history and her soothing from Bubby.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, maybe just really briefly as well, how did you guys get involved with this production here at OLT?
With this particular production? Well, I knew it was going to be on, and I knew Chantal Plante would be directing, so I auditioned. I think originally Chantal wanted me for the role of the matchmaker, but I didn't see it. I kind of felt that Bubby was in me, so I auditioned for that, and yeah, I got called back and I got the part.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a bit of Bubby in me.
Yeah.
A bit of me and Bubby.
And Dee Dee, how did you get involved with the production?
Well, I'm one of our assistant directors was a part of the producers, which was put on for Orpheus Musical Theatre Society, and I was playing Ula in that production. And on the last day of that production, I, for the first time ever, had a chance to chat with Lawrence, who is the AD on this project. And he said, oh, you should come to the audition. And I had sort of been thinking, you know, I really want to continue doing this, and this is something I really want to investigate. So I auditioned for the parts, and I got it.
How did you guys get, prepare yourselves for these roles? Did you do any sort of research or reach back into any of your own family history for any of this?
I did reach into my own family history. I'm Jewish, so I have some Ashkenazi background in me, which is Jews from Eastern Europe. But I did do research to find out, you know, Bubby is 80-something, 82, 83 years old, so I had to go backwards and find out, you know, when did she arrive in North America, how old was she, what was her education, what was her background, so to be able to figure out what the mentality was at that time, you know, because the mentality at my age is a little bit different. So that's the kind of research that I did, you know. Why would she have come to North America? What were the circumstances? And how was she raised? Did she go to school? Did she, you know, that kind of thing.
Definitely. And Dee Dee, as far as the younger Izzy character goes?
I did less research, because my character doesn't really know who she is. She has her history, and she gets a lot of her history from Bubby, so I went through my script and wrote down everything Bubby told me. And then we also thought about things like, where are my parents? And, you know, they live in Florida, as many move down there, and it's so we were trying to sort of investigate what Izzy's history was as a young woman, but she doesn't really quite know who she is. So she sort of is discovering it throughout the process of the play. So I tried to live in her uncertainties a little bit more, and through that process of rehearsal time, I kind of discovered how she might react in any given situation, but with a little bit less sort of history, more of an eye to sort of what Bubby talks to her about and what she tells her. And I think I went to college and things like that. Like we sort of thought about what Izzy's life was up to this point. So
And the other thing is that we are playing in the 80s, in the 1980s. So, you know, what was it like then, you know, to be that age in the 1980s and to live that kind of life.
And Izzy really is a modern woman. She'd like to be as modern as possible, so it was how women were exploring being independent and, well, not being, I mean, you know what I mean. So
being independent.
Being independent, being empowered, sort of taking a more empowered role in society, and being also a little bit less traditionally Jewish, because she'd like to be more, I think, a New Yorker than anything else. So, and an intellectual as well. So she's a dreamer. She's a little bit of a dreamer. She's a little bit less grounded in her history as opposed to Bubby.
Well, thank you very much, ladies, and break a leg with the production.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.